Summary of difficult conversations don't have to be difficult. A simple, smart way to make your relationships and team better by John Gordon and Amy P. Kelly. The book is a practical guide designed to help readers navigate challenging discussions with confidence and empathy. The book emphasizes the importance of mindset, empathy, and active listening to transform difficult conversations into opportunities for growth and connection. Overview. The book is structured to provide a comprehensive framework for handling tough talks. Here are some key points covered. 1. Introduction. Become a pro at difficult conversations. The authors introduce the concept of difficult conversations and why they are often avoided. They highlight the costs of avoidance and the benefits of addressing issues head-on. 2. The costs of avoidance. This section discusses the negative impacts of avoiding difficult conversations, such as increased stress, damaged relationships, and missed opportunities for improvement. 3. A better way to communicate. Gordon and Kelly propose a new approach to communication that focuses on empathy, active listening, and finding common ground. They stress the importance of creating a safe space for open and honest dialogue. 4. Set the stage and tell your truth. The authors provide strategies for preparing for difficult conversations, including setting the right environment and being clear about your intentions and feelings. 5. Active listening is a game changer. This section emphasizes the power of active listening in understanding the other person's perspective and building trust. Techniques for effective listening are shared. 6. Setting up individuals and teams for future successful communication. The book offers guidance on how to foster a culture of open communication within teams and organizations, ensuring that difficult conversations lead to positive outcomes. 7. Conclusion. The authors wrap up with a summary of the key points and encourage readers to apply the principles learned to improve their personal and professional relationships. Example. Here's a brief example from the book that illustrates the principles in action. Scenario: giving constructive feedback. Imagine you need to give feedback to a colleague who has been consistently missing deadlines. Instead of avoiding the conversation or being confrontational, you can use the following approach. 1. Set the stage. Choose a private and comfortable setting for the conversation. Ensure you have enough time to discuss the issue without interruptions. 2. Tell your truth. Start by expressing your observations and feelings in a non-judgmental way. For example, I've noticed that the project deadlines have been missed several times, and it's starting to impact our team's progress. 3. Active listening. Give your colleague a chance to explain their side. Listen actively without interrupting, and show empathy by acknowledging their feelings and challenges. 4. Find common ground. Work together to identify the root cause of the issue and brainstorm solutions. For instance, let's figure out what might be causing these delays and see how we can address them together. 5. Focus on solutions. Agree on actionable steps to improve the situation. Set clear expectations and offer support where needed. By following these steps, you can turn a potentially difficult conversation into a constructive and positive experience. This book is a valuable resource for anyone looking to improve their communication skills and build stronger, more resilient relationships. Would you like to know more about a specific aspect of the book? Summary. Introduction. Become a pro at difficult conversations. Difficult conversations don't have to be difficult as a practical guide to navigating challenging discussions. With a focus on work relationships, it provides a step-by-step method to approach difficult conversations with confidence, empathy, and skill. In doing so, it helps transform potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and positive change. Are you dreading a difficult conversation you know you need to have? Whether it's with a colleague, friend, or family member, challenging discussions can be overwhelming and emotionally charged. But what if there was a proven method to navigate these conversations effectively, leading to better outcomes and stronger relationships? In this summary, we'll explore a powerful framework that can transform the way you approach difficult conversations, making them less daunting and far more productive. By mastering a few key strategies, you'll be equipped to handle even the most challenging discussions with confidence and grace. So, let's dive in and discover how you can turn difficult conversations into opportunities for growth, understanding, and positive change. The costs of avoidance. No one likes having difficult conversations. Yet avoiding them can come at a high cost. When you evade challenges, you risk letting problems fester and escalate, which can result in a host of negative outcomes. In the workplace, unresolved conflicts can lead to missed deadlines, decreased productivity, and a toxic team environment. Projects may fail, and the company's reputation can suffer. At home, avoiding a hard talk with loved ones can erode trust, breed resentment, and damage relationships. Unspoken grievances create distance and undermine the foundations of even the closest connections. The longer you wait to have crucial conversations, the more difficult they become, and the greater the potential for harm. Imagine yourself in the shoes of Priya, a marketing manager at a thriving tech startup. Priya has been working tirelessly on a new product launch, but she's facing a challenging situation with her team member, Jay. Jay is a talented but headstrong designer who has been missing deadlines and causing friction within the team. As the launch date approaches, Priya knows she needs to talk with Jay, but she's hesitant. She's worried about damaging their working relationship and fears that the conversation might lead to even more conflict. Priya decides to avoid the issue, hoping that things will improve on their own. However, as the project progresses, Jay's behavior continues to negatively affect the team. Deadlines are missed, tensions rise, and work quality suffers. Priya finds herself picking up the slack and working overtime to compensate for Jay's shortcomings. She grows increasingly frustrated and resentful, but still avoids confrontation. The lack of communication and unresolved conflict take a toll on the entire team. Morale plummets, and other team members disengage, noticing that their concerns aren't being addressed. The once collaborative atmosphere turns toxic, with gossip and finger-pointing replacing open and honest dialogue. As the launch date arrives, the product isn't up to standard. The team scrambles to fix last-minute issues, but the damage has been done. The product receives lukewarm reviews, and the company's reputation takes a hit. In the aftermath of the failed launch, Priya realizes that by avoiding a difficult conversation with Jay, she allowed the problem to impact the team and the project's success. She recognizes that had she addressed the issue early on, the outcome could have been very different. So what exactly should she have done? A better way to communicate. Let's imagine a different path for Priya, Jay, and the team from the previous chapter. As the product launch date approaches, Priya understands she needs to have a difficult conversation with Jay to address his missed deadlines and the friction he's causing. To set the stage for a productive conversation with Jay, Priya finds a quiet, private space, and schedules a time that works well for both of them. Before the meeting, she takes a moment to clarify her intentions, and reminds herself that the goal is to find a solution that benefits both Jay and the team. Priya opens the talk by telling her truth calmly and clearly. She explains how Jay's actions have been impacting the team and the project, using specific examples to illustrate her points. She focuses on the consequences of his behavior rather than voicing accusations. As Jay responds, Priya actively listens, giving him her full attention and seeking to understand his perspective. She asks clarifying questions and acknowledges his feelings, creating a space for open and honest communication. With a better understanding of Jay's own challenges, Priya reflects and responds with empathy. Together, they brainstorm potential solutions, such as adjusting workloads or providing additional support. They agree on a plan of action that addresses Jay's concerns and sets him up for success. To resolve the issue and reset their working relationship, Priya and Jay discuss how they can move forward. They establish expectations and agree to regular check-ins to stay on track. In the days and weeks that follow, Priya reinforces their agreement by following up with Jay, offering support as needed. She acknowledges his progress and celebrates his successes, fostering a more collaborative and productive working relationship. Priya tackled this difficult conversation with intentional steps. These were setting the stage, telling her truth, actively listening, reflecting and responding, resolving and resetting, and reinforcing and following up. By using these techniques, Priya addressed the immediate challenge while laying the foundation for a resilient team dynamic. This story is a powerful example of how a structured approach to difficult conversations can lead to positive outcomes. By preparing, communicating clearly, listening actively, and focusing on solutions, you too can navigate challenging discussions with skill. Whether at work or home, these strategies can help you build stronger relationships and achieve better results. Set the stage and tell your truth. The difference in outcome between avoiding a difficult conversation and steering one effectively are enormous. The good news is, like Priya, you too can master the skills needed to produce a good result. Let's take a look at the first steps for navigating difficult conversations effectively: setting the stage and telling your truth. Imagine you're Marcus, a customer service representative who needs to have a challenging conversation with his supervisor, Lisa, about the unrealistic expectations she's setting for his team. Marcus understands that the success of this conversation hinges on how he first approaches it. Marcus starts by setting the stage. He creates an environment conducive to open and honest communication by choosing a private, neutral location for the meeting. He schedules it at a time when both he and Lisa are likely to be at their best, not rushed or stressed. Marcus takes a few moments to collect his thoughts and set his intentions. Then he focuses on finding a solution that benefits both the team and the whole company. Marcus begins the talk by speaking his truth calmly and clearly. He explains how the current expectations are impacting his team's morale and performance, using specific examples to support his points. He mentions how the team has been working overtime for weeks, and that this has led to burnout and an increased error rate in customer interactions. By expressing his concerns honestly and directly, Marcus encourages a productive discussion. He avoids personal attacks or generalizations, instead focusing on actions and their consequences. This helps Lisa understand the gravity of the situation without feeling the need to defend herself. Now, let's consider a scenario that takes place at home. Imagine you're a parent concerned about your teenage son's declining grades and withdrawn behavior. You know you both need to talk, so you make a plan. You start by setting the stage, creating an opportunity for a positive and productive interaction. You choose a time when your son is likely to be receptive, perhaps after dinner, when he's had a chance to unwind. You find a quiet, comfortable space where you can talk without distractions. You start by telling your truth with love and concern. You express your observations about his grades and behavior, using specific examples, such as the failed math test he left on the kitchen table and the weekend he spent alone in his room. By communicating your concerns directly with care and honesty, your son is more likely to listen and engage rather than feel attacked. In any scenario, preparing and communicating in the ways we mentioned here will help a hard conversation go well. Active listening is a game changer. The next two strategies for navigating difficult conversations are active listening and reflecting and responding. These skills help you appreciate the other person's perspective and demonstrate that you value their input. Picture yourself as Jenna, a project manager talking with her team member, Michael. Michael has expressed frustration with the current project timeline and says that he feels overwhelmed and unsupported. As Michael shares his concerns, Jenna listens actively. She gives her full attention, maintains eye contact, nods to show understanding, and avoids interrupting or jumping to conclusions. When Michael pauses, Jenna asks clarifying questions to better understand his perspective. She encourages him to elaborate on situations where he felt unsupported. By listening actively, Jenna shows that she values Michael's input and is committed to finding a solution that works for them both. She creates a space for Michael to express himself, laying the foundation for a collaborative and productive conversation. Once Jenna understands Michael's perspective, she paraphrases his concerns, acknowledges his feelings of being overwhelmed and unsupported, and seeks confirmation that she has accurately understood his perspective. By reflecting Michael's concerns back to him, Jenna shows Michael that she's truly listened to him. Let's look at a more personal example. Imagine you're Alex, a parent having a difficult talk with your daughter, Sophie, about her recent behavior at school. Sophie has been misbehaving in class and fighting with her classmates. As Sophie shares her side of the story, you give her your full attention. You resist the urge to interrupt or judge, and instead try to see her perspective. To gain insight, you ask open-ended questions that make it more comfortable for Sophie to provide details about her peer conflicts. Because you've listened actively, you've created a safe space for Sophie to feel heard. You've shown her that you value her input and want to understand her challenges. After Sophie has shared her perspective, you reflect on what you've heard and respond with empathy. You paraphrase Sophie's worries, acknowledging her frustration with her classmates and her difficulty handling these conflicts. Next, you double-check that you've accurately understood her perspective. By doing this, you've shown that you've taken in her perspective. This validation helps Sophie feel more open to discussion and working together with you to find solutions to her problems. We've now seen how active listening and reflecting and responding play crucial roles in productive and positive conversations. By using these skills, you create a sense of trust and collaboration that can help you navigate even the most challenging discussions. Setting up individuals and teams for future successful communication. We'll now turn to the final keys to holding difficult conversations. These are resolving, resetting, reinforcing, and following up. These skills help you turn the insights you've gained during the conversation into actions and lasting change. Let's go back to Jenna, the project manager who's talking with her team member, Michael. After actively listening to Michael's concerns and responding with empathy, Jenna is ready to move forward and find a solution. To resolve and reset, Jenna works with Michael to brainstorm potential solutions to the issues he's facing. They agree on adjusting the project timeline, redistributing tasks, and providing additional resources. This is a collaborative plan of action that addresses Michael's concerns and sets him up for success. Next, Jenna and Michael discuss how they can reset their working relationship and move forward. They decide to establish clear expectations, set up regular check-ins, and work on ways to improve team cohesion. In the days and weeks that follow, Jenna reinforces their progress by following up with Michael regularly to see how he's doing, offer support, and acknowledge his efforts and successes. By consistently reinforcing the positive changes and keeping communication open, Jenna helps ensure that their joint solutions are sustainable and effective. Now, let's revisit Alex and his daughter, Sophie. After actively listening to Sophie's concerns and responding compassionately, Alex can now help his daughter find a way forward. To resolve and reset, Alex works with Sophie to brainstorm strategies for handling conflicts with her classmates. They discuss how to manage big emotions, communicate assertively, how to get help from teachers or counselors when needed. Once they've agreed on an action plan, Alex and Sophie discuss how to reset their relationship and move forward. They set aside regular one-on-one time, establish clear expectations for behavior and communication, and find specific ways to support and encourage Sophie's efforts. Over the coming days and weeks, Alex reinforces the progress by following up with Sophie regularly. He asks how she is, offers praise and encouragement for her efforts, and helps her problem-solve some new challenges. By consistently reinforcing the positive changes and practicing clear communication, Alex helps Sophie develop the skills and confidence she needs to thrive. By resolving and resetting, and reinforcing and following up, you can transform difficult conversations into opportunities for growth and positive change. These final steps help you ensure all the great progress you've made is sustained. When it comes to guiding hard talks and conflicts in teams, you can employ the STARR method. STAR stands for Situation, describe the issue, task, explain what was supposed to happen, action, describe what was or wasn't done, result, describe the outcome, relationship, consider how it affected others, reaction, acknowledge the emotions of others, and response, decide on next actions and follow-ups. To best apply the STARR method, approach team discussions with a focus on the bigger mission, and prioritize team success over individual interest. Encourage members to tell the truth constructively, assume positive intent from everyone, avoid personal attacks, and manage emotional energy. When using the STARR model, be sure to establish clear rules to cultivate consistency and fairness. Lastly, respect team members and the conversation process, keeping in mind that strong, healthy relationships are the foundation of successful teams. With these principles, your team will be equipped to navigate difficult conversations, resolve conflicts, collaborate smoothly, and achieve better results. Conclusion. It is possible to hold a difficult conversation and have it result in all parties feeling positive, understood, and equipped to move forward. To greatly improve your chances of this outcome, use the step-by-step approach outlined in this summary. Start by setting the stage before your conversation. During the talk, tell your truth calmly and clearly. Be sure to listen actively to understand the other person's perspective, then reflect and respond with empathy. When you've understood one another, work together to resolve the issue and reset your relationship. Finally, reinforce your progress by following up and supporting each other as you move forward.